I'm not sure what the statistics are this season, but I remember season 5, we had 225,000 applicants to be on the show. And so by the time they're narrowed down and they make it to Los Angeles for the physical, which is where my job begins, we've narrowed it down to about 50 contestants. And then they have a very comprehensive physical with the doctor. We have a psychologist, and then I spend some time with each of them to talk to them about their typical eating habits and get an idea of where we need to go and that sort of thing. But and then from after the physicals, then we narrow it down to the cast.
How do you weed that down? I mean, American Idol, you can tell you have talent. Can you sing? How, when you've got that many applicants, how do you narrow it down?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with their physical stamina. Are they capable of undergoing all the rigorous exercise and those sorts of things? Because it's very typical, even for those that do pass the physical and make it on the show, they often are on many medications. They have high blood pressure, sleep apnea, sometimes fertility issues, and a lot of them have diabetes that they've developed related to their weight.
Is there any kind of a psychological exam? Because so many of these people go through so many emotional roller coasters, ups and downs.
And that's an excellent question, and that's really a key point, because if the psychological issues aren't addressed, they can lose the weight, but it'll come back. So if there's some underlying issue, whether it's self-esteem or something where people are eating for comfort, we all eat for comfort, but if they're doing that to an extreme, you have to address the underlying issues as well.
Do you make it the same diet for everybody, or does everybody get sort of a customized plan?
Everybody has a customized calorie budget. We do a very comprehensive body composition testing, and so everybody gets a budget that's tailored uniquely to their body and their muscle mass and that sort of thing. But the diet that I co-wrote for the show is consistent for everybody, and that's 45% of their calories are from complex carbohydrates, whole grains, and that sort of thing. Lots and lots of fruits and vegetables, about 4 cups a day. 30% of their calories are from lean proteins, chicken breast, turkey, occasional red meat, lots of fish, vegetable and dairy proteins. And then we have 25% of the calories are coming from good fats, such as avocado, olive oil, nuts, and seeds.
Oh, that sounds pretty reasonable and healthy.
There are a lot of different choices, so they don't get bored. It's easy to stick with.
We're hearing a lot of, we have a fitness expert every Friday, King Hoover is on, and he talks about differences. You mentioned fish in between farm-raised and wild fish. Do you see a lot of difference in the health benefits of the certain fish? I think we mentioned specifically tilapia, which is grown in popularity. He doesn't seem to like that as a healthy option anymore.
Well, they do eat a fair amount of tilapia. The contestants really like that, but I also love to talk about the omega-3 rich fish. That's another example of a good fat that our body needs, and the cold water fish such as salmon have a lot of the omega-3s.
Do you have some stories that you can tell us about people loving your diet or loving the healthy food they're eating, or maybe not liking it so much?
Yeah, I think so. In the beginning, it's definitely an adjustment. It's sort of detox because there's no white stuff, no white flour, no white sugar, no white rice, and a lot of them were eating primarily lots of white stuff and fast food and fried things. So in the beginning, it's a real adjustment, but after a week or two, we ask them to just really pay attention to how good you feel. They're thinking more clearly, they have more energy and all of those things, and the kitchen is stocked with so many incredible ingredients, and they have access to all sorts of experts giving them cooking tips, so they learn how to try these new foods in different ways.
Is there a way for them to cheat?
Well, yeah, sure, they have temptations and challenges on the show from time to time, but again, they're so focused by the time that they get there that they really have their eye on the ball for the most part.
Well, let's talk about you being here and helping people with diabetes. What are some tips that you might have for folks?
Well, I'm here for the Association of Diabetic Educators Conference, and I am not a diabetes educator myself, but I've learned a lot about it in terms of the contestants. And some of the guidelines that we follow for weight loss are some of the same things that we follow to keep a healthy blood sugar for diabetics. And so one of those things is having regular meals. We recommend having 3 meals and 2 snacks a day, not only to keep your blood sugar even, but also to retrain your body's hunger cues, because so many of the contestants have come to the show, and a lot of overweight Americans think that skipping meals is a good thing, and it's sort of counterintuitive. Skipping meals can actually help promote weight gain, because you lose track of when you're really hungry and learning to stop when you're full. So we have 3 meals and 2 snacks a day. And the other thing is we recommend having a little carbohydrate, a little bit of protein, a little bit of good fat with every meal and every snack. A lot of people think that having an apple or an orange is a good snack, but you need to have a little bit of protein and fat with that, because it keeps your blood sugar steady longer and it helps you to feel more full. So instead of having an apple, you might have an apple and a piece of string cheese, or you might have half of a whole grain sandwich with turkey and some tomatoes and a few slices of avocado. It's filling and keeps your blood sugar even.
I love avocado, but it does kind of have a bad reputation for being a little calorie dense.
Well, it does. It is a perfect example of a good fat, but 3 slices, which would be a perfect amount on a sandwich, have only 50 calories. And the wonderful green color that you see in avocado, that luscious green color that also contributes to the wonderful flavor it has a plant chemical called lutein in it, which we store in the macula of our eye. It helps to promote eye health. So like all the fruits and vegetables we're recommending, these colors are really, really important. And the other thing about having good fats, such as avocado, are that they help you to feel full and less deprived. So sprinkling a little bit of diced avocado on your soup or having it in your salad, that sort of thing helps you to feel full and less deprived. You don't have to stop eating good fats when you're trying to lose weight.
Well, that's what I needed, was some serving suggestions. I love avocados and guacamole, but the health benefits are probably wiped out by the other stuff that goes in there. So yeah, just sliced avocado on a sandwich and
crumbling in a soup.
Crumble it in a soup. I've never thought of that.
A little bit in a salad, and just even smearing a little bit on toast with some ground pepper. I love
That's
it.
interesting.
It's
Now I'm getting hungry.
Well, it is good enough to eat raw. You don't have to mix a bunch of stuff with it.
No,
Or maybe a little lemon juice.
A little lemon juice, a little lime juice, a little salsa.
Yeah,
All
all those
right.
low calorie
More
things.
veggies.
Those are great ideas. Yeah, why didn't you bring some to share with us?
I think I can arrange that.
Well, we've got just about a minute and a half left. Cheryl, we've got a lot of people with diabetes that drive trucks who are listening on Sirius, and their challenge is getting fresh stuff in the truck, because they'll have a cooler, but they can only stock it maybe for a couple of weeks, and they might be out for 3 or 4 weeks. Any tips for them?
Well, I think the same thing would apply to anybody that's in the car a lot for work. Is just, you do have to think ahead. You have to plan ahead, because when hunger strikes or you're stuck in traffic, people wind up pulling off at the drive-through. So I think it's just a matter of planning ahead and having healthy things in the car, making a sandwich, having some yogurt.
Well, you mentioned nuts. That would be something easy to keep in a car that might not get ruined.
Absolutely.
But you just don't want to eat the whole can of nuts
right.
at one time.
Yes, exactly. You could make a little bags of trail mix with a little bit of healthy cereal, whole grain granola, some dried berries, some nuts, that sort of thing.
So we can find some of that expertise and tips in your book.
Yes,
Positively
absolutely.
Ageless.
Positively Ageless.
A 28-day plan for a younger, slimmer, sexier you.
That sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Chris?
It does. I need plans. I need somebody to do that part of the work for me, and it makes it a lot easier. We come home from work so many times. My wife comes home, and I come home, it's like, you sit down, it's like, I got no idea what we're going to eat. And then you blow it from there.
That's right. That's right. Planning ahead. And that's why I did 28 days of menus, to show you what a typical meal and a typical snack might be composed of, to make it easier to begin.
That would help. And somebody could go to a registered dietitian
That's right.
and get one of these customized plans like the contestants on The Biggest Loser.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. The best way to start.
Yeah, and it's not all that expensive.
No.
Yeah.
No. One comprehensive visit will often put you right on the path to success.
Cheryl, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
And the book,
you.
again, Positively Ageless, and you can check her out also on thebiggestloser.com.
Yeah.